Hello, so today we will start with the module 5, that is quantum free electron theory. So in this module 5 we have three parts. The first part is quantum free electron theory of metals. So I have written it in short form as QFET. So FET indicates free electron theory, Q indicates quantum. Now before understanding the quantum free electron theory, let us review what is classical free electron theory. So review of a classical free electron theory. So I have represented it by CFET. C means classical and FET is nothing but free electron theory. So this classical free electron theory was proposed by Drude. So here he gave an expression for the electrical conductivity in metals. According to this Drude's theory, that is Drude's theory, he said that a metal consists of free electrons. Whereas non-conductors like insulators do not have free electrons. So these free electrons are called as valence electrons. So how do you get these valence electrons in a metal? For example, let me consider copper. We know that atom is present in a metal. In a metal I have an atom, and in that atom you have a nucleus at the center, and around this the electrons are revolving around their own orbit. So these are the electrons and this is the nucleus. This is the structure of the atom. Now let me consider a copper atom. In copper atom there are 29 electrons. So now for this the electronic configuration can be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s. So here you see 2, 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, 12, 6, 18, 28, 29. So 4s1. So s1, here 28 electrons which are present in S, P and D shells, that is 3 shells, first 3 shells, and 1 electron is present in the 4th shell, and this 1 electron which is present is the valence electron. Whereas the 28 electrons which are present are called, or you can say they form the core part, or you can say them as core electrons. Now these 28 electrons which are present together with the nucleus. So here was the nucleus. Now I will draw the 3 shells. Assume these are the 3 shells which are present. So these 3 shells form the core electrons, and this is the nucleus, and there is an electron that is outside. This is the valence electron, single electron I said. So let me say this as the valence electron, and here this positive nucleus along with this core electrons, this entire thing, that is this entire thing will form a positive ion, we can say. Why? Because now I have atom. Now if I want to form a copper metal, I want such type of n number of atoms. So let me take this. So this is the so now you see here. So these are here, assuming there are 8 atoms, I have taken 8 here. So this is the core part, which includes the positive nucleus as well as the 28 electrons of the copper atom, and this is the valence electron shell. Similarly, this is another copper atom which is having the nucleus as well as core electrons, and this is the valence electron. In this way the outer orbit electrons which I have drawn here are the valence electron. Now what happens, this electron which is present here is loosely bound to the nucleus, that is it is not having more attraction between the nucleus and itself. So what happens, it while revolving round, so it moves in this direction, and there are chances that it might leave its orbit and move to this orbit. Okay, so it means that this electron is not only present to this atom now, it can move anywhere. So it can move from here to this orbit, it can come from this orbit, it can come to this orbit also. In this way it can move anywhere. From here it can move to this orbit. So it means that it can move throughout the material or the metal. So it why, because it is not bound very much what you say with it is loosely bound to the nucleus. So the large number of atoms of this copper join to form this metal copper, and during this what happens, the neighboring atoms which are slightly overlapping on each other are as shown in the figure, and these are the valence electrons. And now these electrons are not only bound to the nucleus of that atom, but they can move freely anywhere through the material. Okay, and it is now called as free electrons. So this is the concept of free electron. Why? Because the electron is now does not belong only to the single nucleus, but belongs to the whole metal. Now each atom, so this is one atom, each atom is contributing, for example I have taken copper, so each atom is contributing one electron. So even this also is contributing one electron. So I can say each atom contributes same or equal number of valence electrons, and hence when you form a metal, it consists of huge number of valence electrons, and these valence electrons are responsible for conduction in metals. Conduction is nothing but flow of current, you can say, or you can get the mobility current you are going to get from these valence electrons itself. As I said, this theory was given by Drude. Okay, so it was called as Drude theory, but later what happened, Lorentz improved the theory, okay, Drude's theory in certain aspects, and hence later it was called as Drude-Lorentz theory. This is nothing but the classical theory. The other name for classical free electron theory is also Drude-Lorentz theory. So from this theory, the expression for electrical conductivity, the electrical conductivity is represented by sigma. So they gave the expression, that is, this is a theory. So on the basis of this theory only, the expression for electrical conductivity was given by sigma equal to n e square tau by m. So here n is nothing but the concentration of free electrons or the valence electrons, that is number of free electrons present per unit volume. E is charge on the electron, tau is the relaxation time of the free electron. Relaxation time is nothing but, now the electron is moving, when it is moving it might come across this electron and collide. Okay, so later after colliding again it starts to move back. So the time it takes to relax itself after one collision, in between two successive collision, is called as relaxation time, and m is the mass of the electron, that is the valence electron. So this was the expression given for electrical conductivity in Drude-Lorentz theory, or you can just say as CFET, that is classical free electron theory.